Well, fun fact, Oklahoma does in fact get snow, so that's cool. Yeah. Awesome. Well, here's where we're at. I've got to take about 900 pounds worth of lumber, place it into container number. So I'll take the 60 2x4x10 studs and then the 20 2x6x10 lumber that I'll use for plates and the side attachments for the bottom rail of the container of number 3, so I can attach them. And actually for all of the lower rails, because that's how I'm going to attach the floor joists and so on. So it's not the entire order, but it's just at least the start of what needs to go into the third container, which is going to be the one that goes on top. The strategy now is to stock what has to go into this guy, because this is going to be the container that'll sit on top, right? And what I don't want to do is have to worry about, climbing up into the third container to do frame outs and whatnot. But not having the crane is kind of starting to bother me a bit, because it's only going to get warmer from here on out down here, from what I understand. And I've got this week of no more rain and things, but cold weather. So as long as the ground can stay frozen, I shouldn't have an issue with anybody sinking. I'm trying to figure out what I can do to get some pep in the step for people to kind of get this thing moving for the crane companies and things, and just make sure my project keeps moving forward. Nothing short of me just breaking my foot off in somebody's ass. There's not much I can do. So right now, what I'm not going to do is be complacent. I'm going to keep at this. I'm going to, I've got a shit ton of engineering math I've got to figure out yet, but this labor stuff is easy. So I'm going to get it in here and save myself the aggravation later on, and have it ready to go. Crooked heavy ass. Come here. God. Where are you going, Chavan? Alright. Some of them up. So, one thing that I didn't think about was the quality of the wood. You get your studs, all right? You want to try to look down to make sure it's not overly bowed, okay? Because that matters. Be like, size don't matter. Okay, get out of here, okay? It matters in building too, because if the stud was like, this is taller than this thing, so I can't really show you, but imagine here's why it matters. If it was straight up and down, all right, and it was bowed, when you go to screw in your drywall, you're trying to have this, you try to follow the vertical line 16 on center. Everybody's seen what a framed wall looks like before drywall, right? So it's that's. Well, if you got straight stud, and then that shit hooks to the left, you know what I'm saying? Now, no piece of wood is perfect. Ladies, sorry to break it to you, there is no such thing as a perfect piece of wood. All right, but and while this was a huge help, having the guys at Lowe's hook me up here with, filling the trailer and with all of this stuff, that's cool. One thing I didn't think about was checking each piece. Now, it's kind of a pick your poison deal, okay? But at the same time, there hasn't been many, but I don't want to have to go back and think like, You know, I'm gonna ratchet these guys down anyway to try to compress them, but with the weather the way that it is, I don't know how much compression is gonna help, but regardless, it's a conversation I'll have with my buddy, I think his name is Frankie, at our Lowe's. And if I don't like the answer, I'll go somewhere else, honestly, at this point. And I keep saying that, it's not a big deal, it's just I'm kind of at my wit's end with some shit. I haven't even gotten them off the ground yet. You know what I mean? So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take this old stack of wood here, I'm gonna get my ratchet straps, and I'm gonna tie them all down and just keep things as compressed as I can. Probably, I don't know if I'll start framing while it's still on the ground, but I know more than likely tomorrow I'm gonna start cutting open and welding the support beams and things. I probably would be able to start doing some interior framing, and I might just do that. But hopefully tomorrow, and you'll be able to see there's a lot of gaps in the wood and things, but you'll be able to see first thing as soon as you get them, as soon as you want to do the straps, you know what I'm saying? How much pop you get out of the lumber stack. So just something to be aware of, anyway.